I was standing in the bathroom, holding the door halfway shut, when I heard someone exhale on the other side. Not a cough, not a sigh. A slow, deliberate breath, like they had been standing there longer than I had. I didn't move. My hand was locked around the edge of the door, fingers numb, pulse loud enough that I was afraid it might give me away. I remember thinking very calmly, very clearly that if I opened it and someone was there, I wouldn't scream. I didn't know why I felt so sure of that. I only knew that the hotel room, the same room I'd checked into less than an hour earlier, no longer felt empty. This happened during a work trip a few years ago. Nothing unusual about it. 2 nights in a mid-range hotel off the highway. The kind of place you don't remember once you leave. I arrived late, close to midnight. The lobby was quiet, fluorescent lights buzzing softly. A single employee at the desk, polite but tired. He handed me my key card and pointed down the hall without much enthusiasm. 3rd floor, room 317. The elevator smelled faintly of cleaning solution and old carpet. When I stepped out, the hallway felt longer than it should have been. Same beige walls, same patterned carpet, door after door after door. No music. No voices. Just the hum of the ice machine somewhere in the distance. My room was at the far end. Inside, everything looked normal. Bed neatly made. TV mounted on the wall. Curtains half drawn, letting in the glow of the parking lot lights. I dropped my bag, kicked off my shoes, and did that quick scan everyone does: bathroom, closet, under the bed. Nothing. I locked the door, slid the deadbolt, and finally relaxed. I remember feeling relieved. Exhausted, but relieved. The kind of tired where your thoughts feel heavy and slow. I ordered room service, ate sitting on the edge of the bed, scrolling through my phone. When I was done, I tossed the tray outside the door like everyone does and shut it behind me. I didn't think twice about it. The first thing that felt off was the sound. A soft click. I was lying on the bed, shoes off now, TV on low. The click came from the direction of the door, not loud, not sharp, just intentional. I muted the TV and listened. Nothing. I told myself it was another guest. Someone walking past. Maybe the ice machine. Old buildings make noise. Hotels especially. I'd stayed in enough of them to know that. Still, I got up and checked the door. Locked. Deadbolt still in place. Chain untouched. I felt a little silly standing there, hand on the handle, heart slightly elevated for no reason. I shook it off, went to the bathroom, splashed water on my face. That's when I noticed the towel. It wasn't folded the way it had been before. I stood there staring at it longer than I should have, trying to remember if I'd used it already. My brain searched for the memory and came up blank. That didn't mean anything. I was tired. That was all. I rang the towel and went back to bed. That's when my phone buzzed. A notification. Room service, no message. Just those 2 words, like a header. I hadn't ordered anything else. I sat up slowly and checked the time. Just after 1:00 a.m. I refreshed the app. Nothing. No order history. No confirmation. I even checked my email. Empty. For a moment, I almost laughed. Glitches happen. Bad Wi-Fi. Automated systems misfire. It didn't mean anything. Still, I didn't put the phone down. That was when I heard footsteps. Not outside the room. Inside. They were faint, careful, like someone shifting their weight rather than walking. The sound came from the area near the window. I froze. The curtains hadn't moved. The air conditioner hummed steadily. My mind tried to fill in explanations faster than I could keep up. Pipes. The building settling. Someone in the room above me. But I knew where the sound was coming from. I told myself I was imagining it. I lay back down and stared at the ceiling, forcing my breathing to slow. Minutes passed. Maybe more. Eventually, the tension eased. My body loosened. I remember thinking, "You're fine. You're alone. You always do this when you're overtired." That was the false calm. Because the moment I closed my eyes, the bathroom light turned on. The switch clicked. The light spilled under the door. I sat up so fast my head spun. I hadn't left it on. I hadn't even been near the bathroom since rehanging the towel. My mouth was dry. My hands were shaking now, no matter how much I tried to steady them. I got up slowly, every step measured. The bathroom door was closed. I stood there, staring at it, listening. That's when I heard the breathing again. It wasn't loud. That was the worst part. It sounded controlled. Like whoever it was knew I could hear them and didn't care. I backed away, every nerve screaming. My eyes darted to the door, to the deadbolt, to the chain. Still locked. That realization hit me harder than anything else. If someone was in the room, they hadn't come through the door. I grabbed my phone and dialed the front desk. It rang once, twice. The breathing stopped. The bathroom light went out. The call connected. I don't remember exactly what I said. I know my voice sounded wrong, too tight, too quiet. I told them someone was in my room. I told them the door was locked. The person on the line asked me to stay where I was. Said they were calling security. As I waited, I noticed something I hadn't before. The room felt smaller. Not physically. Just wrong. Like the air was heavier, closer. I could hear my own heartbeat in my ears. Then I saw it. The closet door open. I hadn't opened it since earlier. I knew that. I remembered checking it when I arrived. I remembered the hangers lined up neatly. Now, one of them was swaying slowly. Like it had just been pushed. I didn't wait anymore. I grabbed my bag, my phone, and bolted for the door, ripping the chain free, fumbling with the deadbolt so hard my fingers slipped. When I yanked it open, the hallway felt like a lifeline. I didn't look back. Security met me halfway down the hall. Two people, calm, professional. They went into the room while I stood outside, shaking uncontrollably, wrapped in my jacket. They searched everything, bathroom, closet. Under the bed, nothing, no one. They suggested maybe I'd had a nightmare. Maybe stress. Maybe exhaustion. The words felt rehearsed, like they'd said them before. I asked them about the room service notification. They checked their system. There had been an order placed for my room at 12:47 a.m. Cancelled at 12:49. I hadn't been asleep yet. They moved me to another room on a different floor. I didn't argue. I didn't even unpack. I sat on the edge of the bed until morning, lights on, phone in my hand. Before I left the next day, I went back to the third floor. Room 317 was sealed. A small sign hung on the door. Out of order, no explanation. At checkout, I asked casually if that room had issues. The clerk hesitated. Just for a second. Then she smiled and said, "Some guests don't sleep well in certain rooms. Hotels are supposed to feel temporary. Neutral, safe because nothing belongs to you, and you don't belong there." But that night taught me something different. Isolation doesn't come from being alone. It comes from realizing you might not be. If you've ever had an experience that followed you home, one that still makes quiet places feel too quiet, you can share it with us. You're not the only one who's felt that way.